Hello everybody, one of my videos. My name is Jamie from Unrelated Games. Today with an unboxing video. I wasn't quite sure what to call this video really. Technically it's an unboxing video, more of an upgrade for the Amiga 500. Not the original one, the one I got in 1989 is here to my left. This one just have its original floppy disk drive. However, it does need to be recapped. This also needs to be recapped. This one I've had about 10 years, but this one's already had an upgrade already, and that was a Gotek Drive. And today, it's going to get replaced. This arrived this morning, came away from Spain. Now when this Gotek Drive was originally put in, it wasn't done by me, my friend Anthony did it. But yeah, it's been brilliant. And of course, it got used loads. But once my 1200 arrived on the scene, I didn't use it quite as much. But again, time I will. Because it's been sitting idle for a long period of time underneath this coffee table, I think a lot of dust has got in there, and also because the Gotek Drive sticks out quite a bit, the amount of times it's got bashed, I think something's got dislodged, I reckon so. But yeah, today basically going to take it apart, give it all clean, and replace the Gotek Drive. Now even though this machine is about 35 years plus, it's in really nice condition. I try and keep it that way by using these dust covers. This one I bought from Poland. In fact, I've got one for this one, my 1200, and also my CD4 got one as well. And they work, it's absolutely full to the brim of dust. But yeah, really nice condition, we'll try and keep it that way. And because I bought the dust cover before the Gotek Drive upgrade, I've had to cut a section out of it to make sure it's reasonably covered up. Not great though. Probably one of the reasons why dust has got in there. But of course the new one will stick out not as much. In fact, it will be probably the USB stick sticking out more than anything else. So there's no point buying a new one of these, you're going to have the same problem. Right, we're going to try it out to see how it performs. But yes, it was playing out towards the end of last year. In fact, I did a stream using it, and I was actually late starting the stream because it wouldn't work. It took about half an hour to get going. Also, once it got going, it occasionally would crash. Not the games crashed, the machine crashed. But we'll see. Right, time to eliminate the green. Doink! Right, superb. Right, so this is the OSSC testing screen. Right, so there we go. The reason why I'm showing you this is this also might change, because it also bundled into that box with another additional charge, you can actually buy a USB stick. So this is the floppy emulator file selector version 1.65a. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Gotek drives. The Wrecking Crew asked me the other day how they work, but basically a floppy disk drive is substituted to a Gotek drive. And Gotek drives are basically substitute floppy disk for ROMs. But what I like about it is it basically loads up like floppy disks, and when you need to change your disk in your game, you don't change the disk, you actually change the ROM by using one of the two buttons on the right hand side. To a minimum of 000 to a maximum, I assume, 999. Right, it's crashed already, which is interesting. I don't know why it's crashed, but yeah, it doesn't normally crash here, but it could be a fault with the Gotek Drive, it could be a fault with the Amiga, it could be a fault with the port. I doubt that, because there was actually a few screens I got through by using the joystick. But it's frozen here. And also, I can hear a slight hum on my headphones, so I do wonder if I need to buy myself a new SCART cable. I have got one, but not as long a cable, so I'll buy another one. There you go, Groove Meditation already. Press the left mouse button to continue. And also, this tank mouse doesn't work brilliantly every single time. Will this work this time? I don't know. It could also be a fault with the USB itself. Maybe this is a good old clean, I don't know. So many unanswered questions. Well, now it's crashed at this screen. Interesting. I don't think it's a fault with the joystick, but I will try different joysticks to make sure. And that's what we're here to find out. Try and eliminate the problems and find out what the issues are. Right, joystick number 2, attempt number 3. Still not working. What we'll do is we'll try a random game. Reboot. And select one, whatever one is. Right, the company proudly presents Bart, the Mega Trainer. Cheats. How dare you ask me such questions? The game's loaded up okay, just the program doesn't load up alright. It's interesting, it said Bart on the cracked screen, but it's actually Brat. Image works. We've got it eventually, but yeah, this happened last year as well. Right, there we go. Just in time we got there. But yes, of course, that's what we're here to find out. To find out what its problems are and how to eliminate them. But yes, of course, if it asks for a disc, you change this by using the Gotek Drive. And it loads like a disc. The biggest unanswered question again with Blood Money is where's the money? The question is here, what is the issue? Is it the Gotek Drive? Is it the USB stick? Or is it the Amiga itself? I hope by the end of this video we'll solve whatever the issue is. Could be the ROMs. I doubt it. Oh goodness me, look at this. See, it's broken. So there you go, quit the game, restart the computer, and it's crashed again. So yeah, whatever the issue is, hopefully we can solve it. So yeah, it's really struggling here. We can't get past this white screen, which is what happened last year. And it took about 30 minutes to get it going. However, I think it's worked this time. There we go. Weird though. But yeah, this is moving around quite a bit here. I can't remember if that was like it before. I can't remember. Maybe, not sure. Right, brings on the subject of this. Hope it solves it. I hope it does. All the way from Spain. So when it comes to the item itself, you actually buy it just as basic or buy additional things for it, which is what I've done, including a USB stick. Okay, there is a USB stick. That's interesting. I thought it was going to be pre-installed. I guess it's not. Oh, I might have messed that one up then. For a very brief moment there, I thought I just bought myself a brand new USB stick, but no, it has been opened, so I'm assuming the program is on there. Hopefully. 64 gigabytes. Right. That. Right, so this is the Gotek Drive, which has this case. I can't remember if my original one did. It might well have done, but Anthony might have taken it apart to put that attachment onto it. Not sure. Hopefully I can do it. And also, I thought it was time for a change. I've actually changed the style a little bit as well, because now it's got a screen rather than having a little dial. So whatever you're playing should feature on the screen. Hopefully. So there we go, change the design, not a bad thing. Bought it from Spain, bought it from Amiga stores. On the right hand side there, you've got your screen, so whatever you're playing, what disc you're using will feature on the screen rather than a dial. You've got the red and the green to change your discs. I'm assuming you can change with that also. And your USB stick goes in there as well. Superb, hope it works. Now you can buy it just basic, but me being me, because I was unsure what I actually needed, I decided to add anything to it. So there's a few more digital cables, I might need them, might not, but handy to have in stock. And also I did buy myself some additional screws. These are not for the 500, it's for the 1200. Should be 6 in there. So in terms of USB stick, it could be one of 3 things. It could be nothing on it, it could be just a program on it, or it could be the program and the game is pre-installed. That I don't know the answer to. I'm hoping pre-installed. If it's not in pre-installed, no problem, just copy it from that one to this one, no big deal. I'm imagining the programs can be different. Unlike my last 2 uploads, these are also unrelated to the video itself, but we'll open them anyway. This one is a PlayStation 4 game, which I bought from Amazon. Right, it should be brand new and sealed, but after doing my unboxing video for Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition on the PlayStation 5, I decided to buy Worms Battlegrounds on the PlayStation 4. Never played it before, but why not? We'll give it a try, shall we? By Team 17 once again. Enter the fray with Worms Battlegrounds, the biggest and best Worms game ever. Create a Worms clan with your friends and battle the world online for ultimate glory. Featuring Worms classes, contraptions, bigger levels and more weapons and utilities than ever before. Worms Battleground is the game you've been waiting for. There you go, nice additional collection, very happy with that. Right, now this one should contain 2 items. Again, it's Amazon. Okay, so basically bought myself a cable extender for my headphones. So basically now I've changed my studio setup for the 5th time. Where I am now sitting and the TV's over there, it's quite some distance away. And I like to use headphones when I play my games, but it is a little bit on the short side. So I thought, why not? Let's buy a cable to extend its length. Yes. Okay, we go on to the subject of tea. Yes, we're drinking a little bit today, but when it comes to live streams, however, the amount of times my tea goes cold. And one person did say on live stream, why not get yourself a mug warmer? Okay, bought it from Amazon. This is a coffee mug warmer, no big deal. Not a fan of coffee, but tea should work in the same fashion. 12 hours automatic power off, and hopefully it should be USB. So hopefully now, when I'm streaming, tea's won't go cold so quickly. Okay, we're going to clear the area, take the Amiga apart, take the old Gotek Drive out to put the new Gotek Drive in, and fire it up, and hopefully it'll work. I'm hoping so. We'll clear this table first. Originally I was going to use the sofa, but the sofa's too low down for me. Right. Yeah, the reason why it's moving around so much is basically on each side there's 2 feet, which should be stuck to the case, but it's not, it's lost a stick. So it's just moving around. But yeah, usual cat fur in place, no surprise there. Shouldn't be too bad though, but yeah, I'm going to give it a good old clean. Very colourful cable, isn't it? Right, disconnect that, come out. I'm no expert, but these technically I didn't need to buy, they're already here, but I might replace them anyway. New Gotek Drive, new cables. But in terms of the board itself, it looks alright. Usual cat fur, usual dust. But the worst thing is the Meg upgrade here. But yeah, some of the pins are green, but yes, of course it's had its fair share of leakages. The battery I took out quite a few years ago, that had its problems. There shouldn't be a problem anymore, but yeah, that needs a serious clean. It's not in a good way. Right, so unfortunately some soldering or desoldering is needed in this case. Trying to solder each one of those points there. Right, this is something I don't use very often, but I do have one. Right. What I can smell smells like burning fur. I think some of Jasper's fur has ended up on this probe. But it's also there as well. I'm not sure what this bit's technically called, but yeah, I think there's some Jasper fur on there as well, which is probably what's burning. It's not my fingers. Like 4 more remain. Don't be surprised if I set the fire alarm off. It wouldn't be the first time. Although just before Christmas, I did actually set the fire alarm off in the canteen at work. I burnt my toast. It wasn't a proud moment, I promise you that. Right. Done and done. Look at that. So that should just come. My lord. Right. Right. Time to give this a good clean now. Should be easier now. Okay, I had some dinner. Amazing, didn't burn it. Anyway, got plenty of cotton buds here, and this stuff I can never pronounce. I just call it IPA. That's what we used to call it at a previous job. Cleaned this board. That certainly wakes you up, doesn't it? Okay, we're at the point now where we can start putting it back together, and now I'll put in the Gotek Drive. But yes, there's no instruction manual in the box, so I'm assuming it's fairly self-explanatory, hopefully. But yes, the cables I bought, didn't technically have to use them, didn't technically have to buy them, but I'm going to use them anyway. Why not? Right, thumbnail for this video, so I've got to make sure that I've got the item in my hand first to take the thumbnail shot before I just put it in the Amiga. Yes, I vaguely forgot. I thought, well, I can't do the thumbnail if it's already installed. But yes, what our content creators have to do. Well, hopefully I shouldn't need an instruction manual. It should be self-explanatory, really. Well, it's currently 8:30. So far, so good. Hopefully we won't run into any problems. We shouldn't do. Question to Gadget UK, if you're watching this video. This metal casing, is it essential? Do you need it? Would it run perfectly without it? I always wondered if it's really necessary, because my 1200, the one I've got on there, is in a terrible state. All the pins are pretty much busted. So if it's really important, then I might try and see if I can get a new one. If it's not important, I'll take it away. Take it away, Sam. The final piece of the puzzle going in. Keyboard. Okay, it's actually 10 o'clock at night. I'm actually going to have to abandon this video until something I've just ordered online arrives, which is going to be about Wednesday next week, roughly. And that is basically something I did not take into consideration, and that is a mount. But yes, if you're going to put it in there like that, it might look snug as a bug in a rug, but unfortunately the case won't go back on because this case is too high. So you could run it like this. You could feed that through the drive and use it like that, basic external drive. But until the mount arrives, you're going to leave it as it is. But yeah, you can take it out. I've seen a few people online that do it. And what they've done is, for some reason, used some sort of epoxy and stuck the display on the front of the case. So I'll try and take that off at some point, but for now, there's no point because until the mount arrives. But what I might do for now is I'll take it out, feed it through the drive, and see if the USB works. And once the mount arrives, I'll make some adjustments, make some alterations, and then hopefully the case will go back on. Okay, I'm going to resume play with this video. It's currently 3:10, Saturday the 8th of February 2025. So what I'm going to try and do now is basically going to test it out and see if it works. I want to try and see if it boots and loads games. I'll put a few on the USB stick, and that USB stick can go into there. Right, so basically I want to try and see if it actually does load up before we start making more additional adjustments. But yes, the mount has arrived. The screen has also arrived as well. Okay, I'm basically going to do 3 tests. The first test is going to be playing a game with no memory installed. The second one, memory installed but switched on, and memory installed but switched off. And let's see what happens. First test, we're going to take the memory out and see if it boots with the new Gotek Drive. Okay, for the first test, I've taken the Meg out, and yes, this has had quite a few problems. Yes, the battery has been removed. I've had this a long time. So, pick 2 games at random, and we'll see if it boots. So test number 1, no memory upgrade. Right. So before I make any additional changes, let's see if it works first. There you go. Sounds amazing on my headphones. Right, there we go. Right, if it boots okay, does it play? Right, there we go. Performing so well. Looks great, sounds great. The first test is a game with no Meg upgrades, and it wasn't long after we got our Amiga Boxing Day 1989 that we did get the memory upgrades. Of course, not all games do work with no memory upgrades. This one does. performing well here. Right, brilliant. Look at that. Right, boss, going to Molehill. Very good to record this is, of course I've got no keyboard to pause it. So basically on the screen it should say something in the region of Apidia disk 1 of 2.adf, or something along those lines. It should do. So of course when it needs a disk swap, change it on the device. It's a difficult level, I've only got past it a few times. But it's technically a bonus stage, don't die on here anyway. There you go, superb, that one done. Well, we'll end it with the Praying Mantis boss, shall we? But this was the first time I've actually videoed it, being so close to the screen. It's so good. This is one of the few games on Amiga I can't fault. I can't fault this game in the slightest. It's so good. There we go, first test is complete. Now we'll try it with the Meg plugged in, but the Meg switched off. Survive scene 1. Okay, so I put the Meg back in, so we're going to fire up again and pick a different game this time. Right, so put a few on here. Go to the auto boot menu. Right, so of course we already found out that Brat crashed the other day, so we'll try it again. I'm going to assign it to 004 and assign it to 005. So basically it's a 2-disc game. Hopefully this time it won't crash. It shouldn't do. Right, we start, reboot. It should. So just adjust the dial to the one you want. Brat disc 1. Right, I'm going to try Brat again. This time the Meg is also installed and the Meg is also switched on. And it's on the screen at the moment of time. Again, apologies about the camera angle, it's difficult to record, but yeah, it's working. But yes, it got to this point last time, but it crashed at this screen. It was all glitchy. Looks alright this time. This is a mouse game. Of course, I can't go any further, I can't input my name, I need a keyboard. What's your name? I have got one, it's not plugged in. Right, the third test. This one shouldn't work because it needs a memory upgrade. The problem is the memory upgrade I've now switched off. I just want to see if the Meg is working to the best of its ability. Located? Right, I've been a nincompoop. That last test, the Meg was turned off. Now it's turned on. Right. Right, 21st Century Entertainment. It's an amazing intro. This one I definitely can't play. This also does need a keyboard. I've got one. It's not plugged in at the moment of time. So it might go to the title screen, but it won't go beyond the title screen because it needs that memory upgrade. Right, another reason why I picked this game is because this one you've got to switch disc very early on. Right, so can't see what I'm doing here. Switch disc by turning the dial, and it should fire up and load up 2 tables. I don't know at this moment of time if the Meg's turned on or turned off. I can't tell. It's difficult to tell. Can't play the game anyway, I've got no keyboard. Right, just realised I can't go on anyway. I need F1 or F2. Right, all 3 tests have been a success. So the Meg plugged in or taken out works, and if it's switched on or switched off, it works. This is bizarre. It's adding more mystery to this video. What is the issue? What was the issue? I don't know. But what I'm going to try and do now is basically I'm going to try and see if this mount fits this Gotek Drive, and hopefully now put it in with the new display, hopefully get the lid on. And hopefully we will power back in business, baby, hopefully. Alright, pizza time, so I don't trick myself. The guy just said to me, your living room looks like a library. Sort of. Not books, games. Lots of games, more than just games. Okay, unboxing time. Looks like I bought the same thing twice, doesn't it? Hopefully I haven't. One is the mount, one of them is the display. Which one's which? I have no idea. Alright, we're going to find out very soon. Okay, right, so this is the display. Okay. Which I'm assuming is 3D printed. I think so. Right, so there we go. 3D printed it is. And I'm assuming no soldering is required. So basically this will sit on top of the Amiga, and this will hopefully transfer the display off the side of the Gotek Drive to this, make it a bit more easier to read. And there's your little dial. Fantastic. Right, so that should be fairly easy to put together. I'm hoping so. Right, this cost me £16.99 plus your usual postage and packing, which is £3.39, grand total £20.38. Thank you for your purchase, I hope you love it. Hope it works. Right, parcel number 2 for the same seller. This should be, I'm hoping so, the mount. I hope so, I really, really hope so. Bubble wrap, yes. There it is. Okay, so what we have here, my friends, is Amiga 500 Gotek 3D printed bracket. Display window in ivory. Ebony and ivory. Thanks for your purchase, I hope you love it. Again, I hope it works. £10.50 I paid for it, £3.39 postage packing charge, £13.89 total amount. There it is, there is our amount. So, the Gotek Drive is hopefully going to sit in there, but of course we're trying to take it out of its original case first. But hopefully now, with this in place, the lid will go on. Hope so. But the display won't be on there, it'll be on there, which is the same colour. Right, so we'll try and figure out how I'm going to get this out of the case. It should just, that bit come off, I imagine. Shoot, so like that. Right, I need a spanner. Feeling I might have to desolder this. Oh, I like that. I thought that'd be difficult. Handle that. Right, unplug that. Unplug that. There you go. Superb. But we've got to try and get that old display off. So what I've done is I actually stuck the screen on there with some sort of epoxy. Now I have used epoxy before. I don't know how you remove it though. What's the best way of removing epoxy? Eating it?
According to Entropy Resins, isopropyl alcohol, denatured alcohol, acetone, lacquer thinner. Stronger solvents like isopropyl alcohol, denatured alcohol, acetone, or lacquer thinner will remove epoxy much more quickly. Stronger solvents can often be found at varying concentrations.
Well, out of all of those, I've got one of them. I'm going to try and cut it off with a knife. I don't know if you can use IPA on a screen. So I'm basically, at the moment in time, using a combination of a Stanley knife and a bit of IPA on the cotton wool bud trying to break this epoxy. But I don't want to ruin the display. The problem is I use so much of it on this display, it's going to be difficult to not ruin it, really. Yeah, it's been held on by one little bit, but that's where the 4 pins are. I don't want to bend those pins or break the screen. I might have to break the plastic. Yes, I'm using a hacksaw. The only way... So if I can try and weaken the plastic, making it easier to snap, it might be alright. It's nearly there. Ah. There you go. Woo! Yes! Done! I'm going to try and get the epoxy off of this. Yeah, Gadget UK did say that epoxy is difficult to remove. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Ah! Ooh, done. Right, so that's now in that little groove, and then this should basically just go over those pins. I'm using the camcorder as a guide. Like that. Okay, so there's basically these 4 holes, and that should fit in those little grooves. Like that. one goes in there. I just hope this works, hope it fits. Right, so what we need now are 4 more additional screws. Now they're in this bag. So this one basically goes underneath it, which basically raises it up, and these 2 hold it in place. So we'll do those ones first, shall we? Right, before we move on, let's have a quick look and see how it's going to look. And I can already see we're going to have a few problems. And the main problem is going to be these 2 lights, the red and the green, which I don't think is necessary really, but they might have to be bent back or cut off altogether. And also the USB stick is going to be a bit crushed, I think. I mean, it will go in there, but I think a little bit of force is needed, and also the display. I mean, I'm not going to use it there anyway, but even if I were to use it, you can't really sort of read it anyway. It's in a very confined space. It's going to go on the top anyway. So those bulbs are going to have to be pushed back, I think. So yeah, these 2 bulbs here are not going to be any good to me. I'm not going to cut them off, but what I will do is I'll bend them back for now. I'll just flatten them. And see if that solves that problem. But I still think we're going to have more problems. But yeah, we've got to try and get this wiring in the right order. Okay, so this display is basically going to substitute that one. We've got a grand total of 9 cables. On the left we've got 4, yellow, green, white and black. On the other side we've got 5, red, blue, black, orange and purple. It's basically going to go about there somewhere. So now I've got to look at the original posting and have a look at the instruction manual. So before we do anything, we've got to feed these cables through the grill. I don't know how well it's coming on the camera, but basically yes. So now 4 are going through on the left and 4 are now going through on the right. It was 5, but one was the ground. So basically 2 became 1. Right, so now we've got these 4 grooves. They should fit in the grill, hopefully. Right, this is not a how-to video, this is how I did it. But basically I bought the display and the mount, both from the same seller on eBay. And on that original eBay post, there's some pictures of how to do it. So, this is for the display. So the bottom is green and black, top is yellow and white. Now if you're running an old school game on an old school floppy disk drive, the sounds it makes, yes, nostalgia overload. But one thing you actually do with a Gotek Drive is not only the Gotek Drive loads the old school discs, you can actually install one of these. This is basically a floppy emulation drive buzzer. And what it does is, it makes the sounds that old school floppy disk drives will make while the game is loading. I never used one before, but it's nice it's actually bundled into the box. So yes, you might have heard it in an earlier test, but yeah, basically it makes the sounds that the drive would make. Right, unfortunately, more soldering is needed. I'm not an expert though, but there were a few things I was a little bit unsure on. Basically, I wasn't sure which ones need to be soldered, so I emailed the seller because the images on the post didn't tell you with this specific board. And he's confirmed that I need to desolder these 2 greens, and in its place, I need to solder the red and the blue. Everything else, I think, is in the right location, so I think I can handle that. Once that's done, here we go. One top goes on. Okay, here we go again. This is basically the old dial. Don't need it anymore. That was simple. superb, wasn't too bad at all. Right, so now in its place it needs to be red and blue, but we need to cut those ends off. These are not great, but the tools I've got aren't great. I don't even like the tool bag I'm using, I hate it. Right, don't know how much we need. Don't need too much or too little. I think we're okay, but yeah, the problem is my hands kept shaking when I was doing it. I did watch a few YouTube videos earlier while I was waiting for my pizza to arrive, and a few people get to confirm that the issue was trying to get the case back on, and also trying to get the USB in a point where it's easy to get access to. Two problems I've already experienced. Right. Right, so there you go, what do you think? It's not a spectacular job, it never was going to be a spectacular job, but it's okay. But when I was waiting for my pizza to arrive earlier on today, I did go online and looked at a few YouTube videos, and a few people were saying, yes, the case was still going to get back on, it was, and some people were finding it difficult to try and get access to the buttons. These aren't too bad, and also the screen is non-existent there, and some had to use a screwdriver or a pair of pliers or even tweezers to try and get the USB in there. I mean, there is room. It's very, very close, but it will go in. So I'm fairly happy with that. But yeah, the screen, you can't see the screen. It's just impossible. But that is a nice alternative. It would have been nice if it was the same colour as the Amiga, but ivory, it's close, I suppose, but it's not the exact colour, is it? But we'll try it out tomorrow. We'll try some games out and see how it performs. But yeah, overall, I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, time to resume play with the videos. Currently it's Saturday the 8th of March 2025, currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But unfortunately this video is about 3 or 4 setbacks. But basically I set the Amiga up, I was going to play a few games and put the finishing touches in the video, but unfortunately every game I loaded up was crashing at the start. Some of them never even got off the starting blocks. But I did message Gotek UK about a month and a half ago saying, is it possible you can have a look at my Amiga 500 for me, which he accepted. But me being me, I want to try a few things out. And realised, no, I wasn't getting anywhere, so I messaged him again and said, is this still okay? He accepted, so I sent it off to him, and he's done it already. It arrived yesterday, but unfortunately I was on the late shift, didn't have the time to do it. But today being Saturday, we're going to finish it off today. We'll try it out and see what we can do. I know it's going to work. Gotek UK can fix anything, so a huge shout out to Gotek UK. Thank you so much, Chris. So, it's currently sitting in my porch. Right, so there we go. He actually returned it in the same box I sent it to him, but he didn't actually charge me a single penny. Even though I did actually say to him, mate, I'm more than happy to pay the post and packing charge, he said no need. He is a legend, that guy. Anyway, so much brown tape, which of course is not a bad thing, because of course I don't want to get damage to the post. So let's give it a try. Right, so there we go. Now originally I was only going to send in the board, but because I put the Gotek Drive in and put the cables for the grill, I decided to send in the board and the case itself. The only thing I did not receive was the metal casing and the keyboard. So, that of course added to the post and packing charge. Not quite sure where to put things at the moment of time. So that's there. The majority of this is going to go on the floor. Right, USB stick, I need that. Okay. So basically what he's done is cleaned his board, he's also cleaned the Meg quite a few times, including putting it into his sonic bath, and also has redone all the wiring for me. And of course any other things that was wrong with it. There was quite a few things wrong with it, but yeah, it was a bit too advanced for me. Right. This might sound like a stupid idea, but basically I want this to be a different colour. At the moment of time it's ivory. I want it to be the same colour as the Amiga. So what I might do is I might take the trapdoor to B&Q and get them to match it and then paint it basically so it's the same colour, not ivory. And yes, I am still using my 3-piece non-stick saucepan pan set. Yes, it's still in its box, still never been opened. I'm using it to raise the height of the Amiga. It was in shot. I've had that about 7 years, it's never been opened. Not only has Gotek UK fixed it for me, but also he's cleaned this case. It looks so nice. It looks pretty much brand new. That looks absolutely amazing. Really nice and clean. Looks so good. Really am pleased. So in here is the USB stick. And I wrote on it, MJG Gotek. Yes. Door. Right, do a quick unboxing. This is a game I bought from Amazon yesterday, and I'm trying to be good financially, but unfortunately these games keep coming out, and I just can't stop buying. I need to try and stop. There we go. This is a game I didn't realise it was in development until I saw the trailer the other day. There we go, 2 Point Museum Explorer Edition. Big fan of building games. One of my favourite games on the PC is Theme Hospital. But whack bang in the middle of lockdown, did actually buy it on the Xbox One, bought a physical version of 2 Point Hospital. Not played for a while though, but it's very good. So we're going to try it in the future. And also, I've noticed, create, I spelled it wrong on the case. Build incredible museums. Create and manage incredible museums. Explore to discover amazing artifacts. Design and refine the layout. Keep staff happy, guests entertained, and donations plentiful. And keep children off the exhibits. Includes Explorer Edition Pack DLC, exclusive map locations and pop-up challenge museum. Prestige package, explore items and cosmetics. 5,000 Q-Dash. Of course, Q-Dash is your currency in that game. Yeah, nice condition, I'm happy with that. I don't know how well it's coming out on the camera, but yeah, it looks so good here. I mean, what I did before was okay. What Gotek UK has done is amazing. It's so good. It looks so much more professional, much more tidy. Amazing. And it's going to work. Okay, 2:30, just been to B&Q. I said to the guy, I took my trapdoor with me, I said, can you match a pot of paint the same colour as that? And he's done just that. £3.50. Mixed paint, non-refundable, for coverage, see product label. Well, he also did say to me, what is it for? And I said it's for a computer, that's all I said. And he said, well, this is for walls. And I said, what about plastic? He said, you might as well prime it first. We'll give it a try. Also bought myself a small brush, £2.23 for that, so not too bad. But yeah, we'll paint that soon, I think. Then we'll put it back together, give it a try. Right, whatever you do, Jamie, do not drop this on the floor. Let me see it. What do you think? It's not too bad. Not too bad, but yeah, £3.50. Can't argue with that. Right, trapdoor and that. What doesn't help here is, of course, the streaming light I'm using. Before and after shot, because why not? Right, got to be very careful here. It's done. It's not great, but it's okay. But of course, it hasn't dried yet. So I don't want any streaks. It should be okay. It should be better than ivory, surely. Okay, this Amiga's been in pieces for about 4 or 5 weeks, so now we're going to put it back together. Now, Gotek UK has already answered my question regarding the metal shield, and he said it's not needed. So, it's not needed, it's not important, we're not going to use it. So, we are going to plug this back in. And that was my phone, if you heard that. And so was that. Okay. I wasn't expecting to paint it today, but I have to admit, I'm very glad I did. I put some pictures before and after, but yeah, let me know what you think. Improvement or worse? It's still going to give me problems in the long run, I think, but it's alright. There is room, but it's incredibly close. But we're not really sort of putting the case on that way, we're sort of sliding it in a way to make sure the USB is in the right location. I think that's okay. That's the case of putting the right screws in the right locations. Right, nearly ready to rock and roll. And also, the dial on this display wasn't working. Well, it was doing something, it just wasn't doing the right thing. So I'm guessing I put a cable in the wrong place, soldered at the wrong point, I don't know, but it wasn't working, that's for sure. But I'm sure it works now. Right, I'm going to use OSSC, but also going to use the 4K. It's going to capture it on the PC, but display it on there. Okay, ready to go. All that's left now is the USB stick. Okay, let's see what happens. But towards the end of last year, it was playing up quite a bit, but games were working, but not every single time. And it worked really that time. Flash floppy file selector, 12th July 2020. So basically, going to play it on this screen, we're going to capture it over there on the PC. So, display's working, I'm assuming the dial was working as well, but you can also use the buttons on the side, but that is a much better way of doing it. So we've got Atari games, Amiga games, and the Emulator Manager, Amiga, Atari and Amstrad. Right, so there's not a large amount of games on here, but of course in the near future I will change that, but it's enough to do a test. So pick a few at random. So far, there we go, Whiskey Woods Final +4. Unlimited lives, no. Unlimited time, unlimited money, no to all. No to all. There we go. Fantastic. Whiskey Woods, push button to start. Copyright 1992, Electronic Arts. Right, there we go. Insert disc 2 in any drive. Find the perfect game to test. Okay, so this wasn't working before, but hopefully it will now. So you turn the dial, switch discs, and it should load automatically. And there we go, working absolutely superbly well. And of course, ADF files is not a bad thing. They load basically like floppy disks. So the same speed a floppy disk would load. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. There you go. There we go. Absolutely outstanding. Playing so well. This was a game I did actually finish last year. Since that day, I've had to finish it quite a few times now. But yeah, it's quite a tactical platform with this one. But it's good though. But the box version I've got, I wish you bought the boot fair back in the day. You didn't buy many games from boot fairs back in the day. I wasn't a huge fan of boot fairs. But that was an absolute steal. Didn't steal it, I bought it. How much I paid for it, I cannot remember. It's good. I will do a long play in the future. We'll try and get as many coins at the early stages as possible. What makes it difficult is you've got to try and collect it by basically pushing down the fire to pick it up. Some of that. Time is ticking away. 45 seconds remain. Get to the end. It's fantastic. Going here is working absolutely superbly well. Thank you so much. It's so good. 41 seconds remain. 190 coins. Fantastic. Really is good. Well, I'll try a few more. Now this one, I believe, has 5 games. 3 on disc 1, 2 on disc 2. There's a bit of a clue for you. A big welcome to our new member, Problem Child. This is for all prods. He commented on my Dizzy long play, and this is a game I've never played before. Press F2 for Spellbound Dizzy. I've seen it, never played it before. Right, there we go. Play it for the absolute first time on the Amiga. Spellbound Dizzy, press fire. Right, welcome to Spellbound Dizzy. Dizzy's biggest adventure ever. With 110 rooms, it's bigger than Dizzy 3 and 4 put together. Goodness me. Well, both of those I have finished. Right, so I was aware of this bouncing mechanic. Right, we're in the clouds. They always put them in the clouds. So we'll try and find the stars. Right, so basically we pick up the trampoline. I don't know how many things you can hold though. You examine the grass carefully and you discover a cluster of 3 magic stars. Stars. But yeah, the first ever game I played that had a bouncing mechanic like this was on the C64. It was through the trapdoor. But of course that didn't have full damage. I'm assuming this one does. Dead pit. What is that? Pick up whatever it is. Right, limited to 2 it seems. Right, I've put something down. Right, amazing, you don't need a snorkel in this game. Go straight to the... Maybe we do. Right, he's dead I think. Yeah, you drowned. There's me saying I don't think you needed one. Yes, you do need one. There's proof. There you go. One for Sean P. Not played on Amiga for a while. Bamboozle.
Player 1.
There you go. Quick go. Apologies about the streaming lights. I think the first I reached in this game was 13, 14, something like that. Basically what you're trying to do, you've got to try and destroy all bombs on the screen without destroying yourself. The explosion basically depends on the size of the bombs, so small, medium, large. Any platforms remaining at the end of the level is converted to points, which in this case was 2, gives us 20 points for bonus. Right, level 2. Right, this one, we've got to try and destroy all the bombs, but this one we've got ice and more breakable platforms. Now some bombs can always be moved, not on this one though. We have got our first normal sized bomb, and that should take out pretty much everything on this screen. Find you're okay at the end of it, you're on a safe secure tile, you move on. 80 points for that one. Right, this one is the first one you actually move a bomb. You tap the fire button down once, move it to there, and that's the one we're going to detonate. And that will result in an extreme explosion and 1 remaining square. Luckily our character is on that square, but because only 1 tile, 10 points rewarded. There you go, another classic, fantastic. ST and Amiga version by Choice Software. This is of course bundled in with the Batman pack which you got in 1989. But I don't know anyone that's finished this game without cheats. Right, there we go. It's always a nice game to go back to, and of course playing it on the 1200 runs far too fast. On the 500 runs at the correct speed. Of course you have warps in this game. I couldn't think of the word there, but yes, warps. This is a good way of getting through the game. It's not the way I like to do the game. Of course, semi-games did have that. But it's there if you want to go for it. But no, not me. We're going to rescue the frothy kiwi. There we go. Superb. Absolutely tickle people with this. It's brilliant. Working so well. Right, next boss. First boss, we say. It's a whale. Having a whale of a time. Don't know why I keep shooting it repeatedly. You can't kill it in this state. Right. One thing I'd like to change about this game is I wish you could keep the weapon you've got into the next level. Apart from that, it's fantastic. It's a bit difficult. But there we go. New Zealand story. Okay everybody, it's more than footage. A huge thank you once again for everyone who continues to support, and also a huge shout out once again to Gotek UK. I'm a bit disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to do it, but of course, I gave it a try. There's no harm in giving it a try, but you want to get it done right, send in the big guns. But mate, thank you so much, you are an absolute legend. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I really do appreciate you people watching it up to this point. And if you like what I do, please like and comment, and hope you go to the next one. So this is on GG. Ciao, bye. See ya.